This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Voyager Class Soundwave. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcasing your standard Siege window box packaging. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images of Soundwave in his robot mode and in his alt mode. I'll also be taking a look at the Micromaster Siege Laserbeak and Ravage. And taking a look at the front of this box, we can see that both figures are showcased in a blister card packaging. Turning this box around, we can see images of both figures in their beast modes and in their cassette modes. So with both packages out of the way, let's crack these figures open and see what we have inside. And here's Soundwave out of the box and in his alt mode. And this is an okay mode. It's by no means my favorite for this figure, but it's pretty cool and it has a ton of great detail going on, and that's pretty much why I like it. The detail is very well done. So let's take a closer look at Soundwave in his alt mode. Alright guys, now here's Soundwave in his alt mode, and I do like this. It's pretty decent for the most part. It's a little awkward. I don't know, I kind of just wish they would have figured out some way to give him his more, cassette deck, stereo type of alt mode, just some type of Cybertronian, maybe communication device, instead of this, like, shuttle. But it's not terrible. It actually does look really good. There's a lot of that silver, like, splatter effect going throughout this entire figure, which I personally really love for the Siege line. I just think that looks awesome. All the paneling and the detail, you can see a little cockpit right there, which looks really cool. I just think the whole thing looks really cool. I really do like it for what it is. Even got some like blasters or some landing gear right here at the bottom. I think that's really cool. The transformation looks a little bulky at the bottom, but it's not too terrible. I still think it's pretty dope. You turn the back right here, you can see where you can put the cassettes. I think it's pretty awesome. I love that you can like launch those out, which is pretty dope. You know, I love the fact you can even store his weapons on him like this in the alt mode, which is appreciated as always. Again, it's really cool. I do like it a lot. The thing is, it just doesn't feel like Soundwave to me. You know, that's probably the biggest thing. Is it a terrible alt mode? No. It just could have been something better. But it's still pretty cool and it's still a lot of fun. So let's get this guy transformed and see what we have. Okay, so before I actually transform Soundwave, I want to show off the two cassettes that you do have to buy separately. Now, it's a shame you got to buy them separately, but it is what it is. So we got Laserbeak here and Ravage. Now, I think the cassettes themselves look really awesome. I just think they got the details really good. Those nice, clean Decepticon logos on there look really nice. And you can see the transformation more at the bottom. Same thing with Laserbeak. Laserbeak looks really good too with those nice red, silver, black, and paint apps. Just looks so nice. And you can see more of his transformation at the bottom there. I just think these are really cool and really excited to get these because I know these guys are selling out pretty quickly everywhere you go because, you know, now that Soundwave is out, since these do got to be purchased separately, these are just going really, really quick. So I'm really happy I have them. So I'm going to start off with Ravage here first. So we're going to transform him and see what we got here. So he's a little tricky, I've noticed. So let's see here. I'm going to fold these whole things down like that. We're going to fold this out like so. Fold these little legs out like that, like so. And then we're going to, let's see if I can get this part out like that. And then it's a little tricky, man, because this guy's really small and it's just not what I was hoping for. Like that. And we're going to fold these down like so. If I can actually get that on there. I don't know why these aren't rotating. Then fold the legs down. It's a little tight in some areas, and it's a really awkward transformation for such a little dude. That's what's really crazy. So you can get this, fold these down like that, and fold him down, And yeah, there you go. So there's Ravage. You know, he's simple for the most part. He's very awkward looking because he has such a tiny little head. I wish they could have figured out a way to transform, make the head a little bigger. It just looks a little awkward, but it's still pretty cool. You know, it's what you would expect for a transforming cassette tape, something like that. So that's pretty awesome. Luckily, Laserbeak here is way easier to transform. So you just open up the wings like so. You actually lift this back piece up and pull the head out like that. Pull this back part up like so, and then fold the legs down, and there you go. Now you have Laserbeak. Now I think that looks awesome. It's very old school, which is why I love these so much. But just a very easy transformation, and I do appreciate that. So having both of these to go in my Soundwave is just perfect. Really excited to have them. All right, so now let's take a closer look at Soundwave himself. Alright, so now let's get this guy transformed here. So we're going to take off his blasters first, unpeg all this stuff over here, take this one off like so. Alright, so let's see what we got here. He's a little tricky, he's a little awkward, but we're going to untab all this right here. We're going to split these right here. We're just going to have these folded out like that for right now. We're going to flip this whole thing like that, down like so. Then we're going to untab these right here. Then we're going to, let's see, these open up right here like that. We're going to flip the feet down like so. We can actually fold this in, close that up, fold these down and tap those in like so. I don't know why that's not staying. Okay, so we can take these, fold these out right here, open this up, pull that down, in, close. Okay, something like that. We're going to rotate this whole thing like so. And this is just not staying in. What is happening? Look at that's is it a spring feature? I don't know what that is. I don't know what's happening right now. That is just not staying for some reason. So anyways, we can work with it. So now we're going to fold these down like that. We're going to take this antenna piece right here, fold that in. We're going to fold these up like so, just like that. We're going to bring these up like that, and then we're going to, let me see here. There's a little tab right there that's going to tab into that, and we're going to fold this in right there, lift these up, this right here, do the same thing on this side, fold these like that, again, so it's a little tricky to get it onto there like that. I don't know why that's not featured. There we go. So we put that up like that and have them like this and tilt them forward a bit, and there we go. Now we have him in his lamppost mode. Yes, his lamppost mode. This is an actual thing. Now if you guys remember the old G1 cartoon, we saw Soundwave as a lamppost. That's actually a thing. So it's really funny. Then this is actually more of a hidden transformation. This isn't really explained on the box how to do and whatnot. So it's just funny and really cool that we're able to do something like this. But yep, that is him in his lamppost mode, because that's what we all wanted, right? So very interesting and actually pretty cool. Okay, so now that we're done with his lamppost mode, let's get him in his more appropriate robot mode. So we're just going to rotate the waist like that. We're going to tab these back here, like so, fold these up, rotate, put the hands out like that. Same thing with this side, just take those, rotate like that, fold that up, get the hands out like that. We're going to open this back piece right here, and we're going to unfold the head like that. Then this kind of just hinges on that gray hinge back there. Pull those down. We're going to take the shoulder cannon, add that there. We could take this gun, we could port it back there for storage, or we could hold it in his hand, which either or. Same thing with this, pop this gray piece out like that. He could hold this in his hand right here. There is a switch up here to open up his chest, and we can take cassette tape like that, and we can just slide it in there, close it up, and now we have Soundwave in his proper robot mode. And here is Soundwave in his robot mode. And this is why I bought this figure. This looks awesome. This is the Soundwave I was hoping for. And man, the Siege line has absolutely killed it with this piece. And I am super happy to check it out with you guys. So let's take a closer look at Soundwave in his robot mode. Alright guys, now let's check out Soundwave. And yes, this is awesome. This is what I wanted. This is a killer looking Soundwave figure. His alt mode does kind of suck. It's not great, but it's not terrible. But this robot mode is freaking awesome, and I love it so much. So let's take a look at that head sculpt first. So that head sculpt, in my opinion, looks really good, man. I love the silver. I love the blue. Sculpt came out really nice. What I do is I like the eyes. They actually put the yellow eyes. Now, some people prefer the yellow, some people prefer the red. I'm kind of in the middle, but something feels very special about the yellow eyes, and I love that they did that. What's also really cool is that it did add a light pipe feature. So if you flash a light over it like that, you can actually see those yellow eyes glowing, which looks awesome. And again, just really freaking cool, man. I dig that a lot. So all the panel lining throughout this entire figure just looks so good. There's so much detail in this Siege line, man, and it's really making me fall for it more and more and more, and just making me want so many more figures. But all the paneling looks good, even these little red detailings around the arms, all looks really nice. I got the silver buttons for for his actual cassette deck or stereo that you would normally make, but they're still there, so that's interesting. The nice paint on the legs here. We got that more of that silver dry brushing. Got some paint detailing right there by the knees. All looks really good. That orange, that yellowish orange color right there looks really nice. Again, more of that silver dry brushing looks really good. In the back right here, you can see his cockpit is where his booty is. That's pretty funny. But yeah, that looks really nice, man. I really dig this a lot. Such a cool looking piece. We have his little shoulder cannon right there. That gun looks awesome. We have the second gun right here, which is really cool. So he can actually wield dual wield like that, which is pretty cool. But what they also show you to do is you take these and these right here. So I guess what you're supposed to do is you flip this out like that, and then let me see, I think you do this one, and then this plugs into that like so, and then you can take this one right here and plug that in like that. So you have this, I'm assuming, some type of sniper rifle, and it looks kind of stupid, I'll be honest with you, but you can actually get some two-handed poses with it. It's a little tricky, just kind of fidget with it a bit, and you can do it. And it's a little weird, but I mean, sure, why not? Let's give Soundwave a sniper rifle, which I'm cool with. If he's the team sniper, that's pretty dope, and I'm all about that. So that's pretty cool. Something else we get, again, not the best thing in the world, but it is what it is. So I'm going to put this shoulder cannon back on there, which is really cool. And then you can store it with the different ports that we have all throughout the figure, and on the back especially right there, which is really nice. What's also really cool is I like the fact that we could put his wrists out like that, and then he can actually fold these out like so, and now he has little wrist guns. I think that's so awesome, dude. I think that's a really cool feature that he has little wrist cannons or little wrist guns. I think it's cool. I love it. This is his best mode because there's just so much you can do with this. So the finger is extended. Now it looks like a trigger finger, but what's actually meant to do is you're meant to pose it to look like he's pushing the button on his upper chest right here on his shoulder. Now the button actually does work, so you can actually eject the tape and you can actually shoot them out like that. I think that's pretty awesome. And you can kind of see that the inside of there, that actually looks like a cassette tape, so that's pretty awesome too. That's great detail. So freaking cool. So we close that back up, and we can see all these cracks in silver with the Decepticon logo on there with a nice gold around the border. And I know not everyone loves the silver. I do. I think it's awesome, and I just think they did a really good job with that. So you can pop that back in. Put that in there like so. So that's cool. I love the fact they even added a little finger to make it look like he's ejecting the tapes, which is awesome. Now what's also really cool is that you get something like Laserbeak here, and if you look on the forearms right here, these little 4 ports, it has it on both arms right there like that. That is actually for perching Laserbeak. You can actually, it's not a big, it's not a very tight hold, but you can do it right there where he actually perches on Soundwave's forearm, which is really, really cool. But if you don't want to do that, actually close those up there, and see if I can get this out right here like that, and yeah, get it there. You can actually just use the little peg like that and port them on like so if you want to. It's a little more of a solid hold, so you could do that as well. But what it also shows with these guys, you can actually close this up right here, we'll fold this down, fold this back up. What it also shows interesting, because it's all meant to use these guys as like armor, so you could peg them onto his shoulders to use as some shoulder armor. I like to put them on the forearm to make them use like some type of shield that he's using, you know what I mean, to block blasts coming at him and whatnot. I guess these guys are like extra armored, I don't know. But again, the options is pretty cool that we have so many of them, and man, this is just really freaking fun, dude. I love having, you know, this cool look for Soundwave with yellow eyes, the 2 cassette tapes, just really awesome, man. And I've been having a lot of fun with this. It's so cool. All right, so now let's check out the articulation. So the head itself is on a ball joint, does roll around like so, does turn left and right, up and down. Can go full 360 with the arms, up and out that far, rotation at the bicep, single bend at the elbow, it actually bends in far past 90. We do get the hinge at the wrist like that, due to transformation. We can swivel at the waist, which is really nice. These right here actually on hinges, so you can flip those up to kick all the way forward like that, so that's really nice. Back about that far, all the way out to do the splits like that. We do have a thigh cut right there, so it swivels at the thigh, single bend at the knee, and then we do get a bit of that ankle pivot right there, which I love, again, because it really helps with getting these guys into more like wider stances. So that's just very freaking cool, man. So overall, I am very happy with this figure. You know, I think it's just his alt mode is not as good as I had hoped, but I mean, I'm going to be displaying him in this robot mode with his cassettes, and that's what I wanted. So I think he's totally awesome and absolutely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your alt mode comparison, here he is standing next to the Siege Voyager Class Starscream. And for even more Siege comparison, here he is standing next to the Siege Voyager Class Megatron and Starscream. And for even more Transformers comparison, here he is standing next to the Transformers Cybertron Soundwave. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Voyager Class Soundwave. Now overall, I think this is a totally badass toy. The detail is so well done, nice clean paint apps, really good articulation, and I love all the accessories, especially when you pick up Laserbeak and Soundwave. Those really add a ton of fun to this action figure. I do think he has kind of a crappy alt mode, but that's not too big a deal because I'm going to be posing him in his robot mode. With all the options you can do, all the great detail just makes for one fun toy. And that's exactly why I love this piece. He's so killer that I think he's absolutely a must get. So I give him a rating of 4.5 Bat Bombs out of 5. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.